Hi everybody, it's Erin Reed for SUPERTite Glue, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Universal Liquid Epoxy Adhesive. So the first thing you want to do is open up your package, and we're going to save the lid of our package because that is what you're going to use to help mix the two-part epoxy together. Now, the next step that you're going to want to do is there is a little scraper tool, a little spatula in between right here. We're going to remove that with a pair of needle nose scissors. Regular scissors would work fine just as well. So just come in and do a quick snip and just put it off to the side. Also, part of it is that if you do not remove this, you're not going to be able to plunge down on your glue. The next step is we're going to invert our glue so we can remove the cap. So this is a cap that you're going to want to save so you can seal your glue between each use. We're going to use the same little scissors or pliers. We're going to gently snip right along here. Make sure you're holding this upright so it does not leak all over your desk or your table. So very gently, just come in and snip. Again, regular old scissors will work just fine as well. Once you removed your cap, just make sure to put it back on so that way your two parts do not mix, because this is what's going to bond your glue together, is when part A and part B mix. So some tips and things about this glue. It is a fast minute cure, transparent, and definitely less is more with any glue. That is the case. Great for glass and metal. So if you're working with a project that works with glass and metal, this is awesome stuff. Do not apply this in direct sunlight, hot surfaces, or if it's below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This is wonderful for small outdoor projects. Your rear view mirror in your car fell out. This is awesome for that. And you can find this at Hobby Lobby or at SUPERTite.com. Now, how do you mix the glue? This is where your lid is great. Paper plate also works as well. Go ahead and pull off your lid. Don't throw it away, keep that. You want to press evenly on both parts. Just a little bit will do you. Go ahead and pull that off. And then with a damp cloth, go ahead and clean off the tips and place your cap back on nice and firmly. And then just put it off to the side. Now, you were given a little bitty scraper. You're going to take that and you're going to mix the two parts together, or a two-part mix. Make sure you blend these two pieces together. So this is why this insert's awesome. 5-minute cure, about 6 hours before it's 100% set on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and apply our sea glass to our jar using the SUPERTite Universal Liquid Epoxy Adhesive. So I just have my glass between a couple of binder clips, that way it won't roll around on me, and it keeps it a little more secure, and then I can rotate it around as I go. So I'm going to take a little bit of the glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and scrape a little bit of this glue on. Remember, a little goes a long way. So just a little bit on there. You can already start to see it. Rest my little spatula off to the side. You could also use a popsicle stick, whatever strikes your fancy. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick right this green line right here as my top. And if my pattern's not absolutely identical to what I've done, that's okay. I'm not worried, it's just a guide. And as I need more glue, I come in here, grab my spatula, and apply more glue. And I'm just gonna go kind of like down the entire this surface, because I already have my design laid out. I need to work with the jar itself versus going across and doing all the lines I normally would. I need to go vertical because I'm going to be rotating and I don't want the glass to slide off. By the time I get done doing this section, it will have dried and I can flip it and work to the next section. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply my glue. So I got a little bit of working time. So I'm going to keep on adding my glass to my glass. So I'm about 10 minutes into applying, and these guys over where I first started are on there. They are on there good. They're solid as rock. But the ones I've most recently applied are still pliable. And I just keep applying. I got about 5 minutes, so I go a little bit ahead of time and allow my glue to be on my jar, which does speed up the drying time a little bit, but you don't want to go too slow and everything dries out on you. So keep on going. So as I'm coming back to the end, which the beginning was right along here because these guys are stuck on here, lovely part of this glue is that it's still movable. So if I don't like the placement of where one of the pieces of glass is, I can still move it around because I got about 5 minutes before it's fully set. But meanwhile, over here, these guys are set solid. So I can still, as I'm coming in close, if my pieces aren't fitting, and I've had to finagle them a little bit from my original design and pull out a couple extra pieces because I had some gaps. So I can just kind of come in and I can move them around and really make sure I don't have any gaps or really any holes in my design here. So I'm just kind of playing around with it, make sure that everything is all set and good. Give it the last few minutes to dry. The only last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of some twine up to the top just to finish this, and it'll be ready to go. So I got the last little bit of glue left before it dries out. I'm gonna add a tiny bit going just all around the lid, the rim of this, and I'm gonna attach this rope that I found. It just reminds me of a little bit of a nautical rope. So I'm just starting with the rope at the bottom here and then just widening it around. I'm gonna get back to the beginning again to where I started, kind of tuck it underneath a little bit, and then just keep on wrapping it around. Two wraps should be good, maybe a little bit more, and then just snip off this extra. So here we go, a really cool, it's just a regular old jar that we've upcycled to turn into a beautiful jar that has sea glass on it. A really cool, pretty design. You can design however you want, really make the jar whatever you like. You can buy sea glass in a bunch of different places, or you can go out and hunt it for yourself. And applying using the SUPERTite Universal Liquid Epoxy Adhesive makes for a perfect way to attach glass to glass. I etched my glass to make sure it gave it a tooth so everything could stick together, and it also gives it that beautiful frosted look even from the inside as you're looking at it or from the bottom. And you can use this as a vase, you can use this as a votive, put a candle inside, put some dried flowers in, really whatever you like, or you can collect more sea glass in here. It can be your sea glass collection jar, or even just for fun shells or whatever you like. Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out how to use the SUPERTite Universal Liquid Adhesive. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys again later. Bye everybody.